Aces, the Batman Arkham franchise is my favorite game series of all time. Played each of them dozens of times, have amazing memories with every game, and I'm going to be covering each one of them if you guys want to see that. But today we're starting off with Batman Arkham Origins. Yep, if you guys understand this, we're doing this in chronological order. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. We start off with the boy himself, Bruce Wayne, walking through the Batcave, walks up to his computer to turn on Fox 5 and hears them boys in blue talking crazy on his name, saying that he's fake. But we get an alert that something's going on at Blackgate prison and that it's Black Mask tearing things up. So we gotta suit up and we get right into the Batwing and we're taking off. And bro looks so cold dropping onto the scene. He is aura maxing. The aura is off the charts right now. So we go into the prison to investigate and we see another black man getting the beats put on him as our first real interaction with somebody in gameplay. This 2010s era, man, I don't know. But I can't feel sorry for him too long because right after we save his life and we stop him from getting beat on, he tries to beat us with a bat, might I add. Apparently he just enjoyed getting beat on. I don't know, man. I don't feel bad for you anymore. After we subdue him, he says we're not supposed to be real because this is very early in Batman's career, like 1 or 2 years, so don't nobody really know who or what he is. After that, we go down, fight some goons. If you're wondering why there's no counter button, it's because I'm playing on New Game Plus, because why would I not? I don't care about it being difficult. I am a pro at these games. I am a master of Arkham. This statement is going to foreshadow some terrible events to come. As we're walking through the prison, we see a drone flying by trying to investigate too. But we beat up some criminals and we see a 15-foot crocodile. This is what I want, Matt. You can keep your realistic villain with ideal motivations. This is what I want to see. After another combat section, we see Black Mask and Killer Croc. This man, Killer Croc, is a beast. Bro just slams the guy on the floor like he's the Big Show, but they had the commissioner and they're about to do something terrible to him. So we gotta see if we can stop it. And I want you guys to look at this very clearly. This is what I mean about this no-kill rule. Because there's no way Batman explodes 25 pounds of concrete flying at you at 15.5 miles per hour will not incapacitate you permanently. This makes no sense, Bruce. But we catch up to them and they're putting the commissioner in the gas chamber for an unplanned execution and he's dead, because he's not too good at the whole saving thing yet. But after the fighting section, we catch up to them nearly and we see that Killer Croc has destroyed the drone I was talking about earlier, and we grab a SIM card from it and we go upstairs to see that Black Mask is trying to dip out the scene, but Killer Croc stays behind hoping that he can kill us. But ain't none of that. We giving him that work. He keeps picking up these canisters like I'm not gonna blow them up, but I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. He was giving me work in the beginning. Can you imagine if I died on the first fight? That would be embarrassing. But we blow up that last canister and this is where Batman starts doing the most for the camera, trying to gain some aura. Batman runs at him and does a jump kick flip off of his chest into his chin. And then he starts jumping on him after we get him trapped in the wall that we kicked him into, and starts punching him for answers. And this is where we learn that there's a bounty on Batman's head and whoever wins is going to be rich and famous. Batman proceeds to knock bro out and says whoever's going to win is now not going to be ugly. Jesus, Bruce, you already knocked him out. Killing his self-esteem too is sickening. We dip out of there because them Gotham PD guys are on our tail and we head back to the Batcave. After that, we get some lore about these assassins that are out for the bounty. You only need to know about 6 of them because 2 of them are side quests and I'm not doing side quests unless you guys want me to. I'm gonna go more in depth when we face them in the future, but the main ones you need to know about are Killer Croc, Copperhead, Firefly, Deathstroke, Electrocutioner, and Bane. The main objective of the game right now is to stop these real bag chasers, these real money makers, from getting our blood on their hands and collecting that profit. After we set back out, we get a filler level, and the only important thing that happens is we meet Enigma, aka the Riddler, if you care. But now we're back to some real stuff. We gotta intercept an arms deal with this guy named Loose Lips. We catch him after a pretty mediocre section, and this is where Batman genuinely starts shizzing out, bro. We catch him, Batman throws him in the chair, kicks him through said chair, jumps on top of him, and grabs him with the one-arm choke in the air. That's his signature move, his finisher, if you didn't know. But he grips his neck too tight and bro passes out. And he proceeds to wake up, not to a hospital bed, but to see this monster holding him on top of a building at least a few thousand feet in the air. And this psycho drops him again and lets him break his nose on the clock. He won't be able to tell you anything if all the blood is rushing to his head and you're doing torture methods on him, Batman. This is insane. But we get the information, and instead of giving bro the benefit of the doubt, we drop him all the way to the ground. This is the psycho stuff I'm talking about. So now we know we gotta head to Penguin's ship. After a little bit more filler, not talking about any of it because it's not relevant. After we finish the filler, we encounter a near tragic predator section, but we beast through it because we are him. We get to the middle of the fight zone, and this is where the electrocutioner runs up on us talking ridiculous, talking about he's gonna kill us or whatever. But we gotta put him in his place like the pitiful man he is with one kick. By the way, he is pitiful. When I say pitiful, I mean pitiful. After a fight section that could have ended way worse if I wasn't so cracked at these games, we gotta go look for Tracy. After a couple of fighting sections, we catch Tracy, and now we're on our way to catch Penguin. But before we can get to him, we have to face this big dude, bro. It looks like Braun Strowman. And speaking of WWE, I had to hit him with the meanest DDT of all time. This was vicious. Alright, now I think this is a good time to be honest right here. I don't want this script to just be and then. So I'm going to be skipping a majority of these goon fights and predator sections, not because they're bad, it's just because I don't want to waste time talking about each one. But we catch up to the Penguin, and bro is zapping this guy in the chair, straight torture methods, because he is a mob boss's son and he's been talking crazy on Penguin's name, so he's not having that. We get there and we start beating the goons. If you look closely, you can see Penguin hiding behind a chair in straight fear. Not even 2 seconds after finishing a huge fight, Batman picks Penguin up, throws him into a window, and slides him off the table like a bar of soap on the edge of the shower. He beats him down a little bit, then proceeds to lift this 4'10" man at least 12 feet in the air and start wailing on him. This is genuine abuse. You could have just asked him for the information, Batman. But then we get caught lacking by this mystery tightrope that pulls us out of the room, and this is where we meet Deathstroke, or as most people know him, Slade. So now we have to fight him. This is probably one of the best fights in the series, but let me tell you something. I died here, and when I got to this point, I was thinking to myself, maybe I'm not built for New Game Plus, but I'm never gonna quit because I am no giver-upper. But we take bro down anyway. Batman proceeds to hit him with a combo, and then he asks, "What are we?" And I say in my head, "I am the Knight." We throw a sword, and I thought Batman was really going to catch a body tonight, but instead of that, we just incapacitate him for the time being. After that, we see Penguin walking away, and Batman says to himself, "I can't let him get away." That is exactly what you did. You literally let him walk away. Now look at you looking stupid, not being able to get to him again. After that, we hear that Black Mask is dead, so now we gotta hit the scene and see what's really going on. We investigate this crime scene and learn that somebody has killed Black Mask and his girlfriend. And we learn that there's another person in this equation named the Joker. Let's go, guys. We are getting peak incoming. So now we have to head to the GCPD and do our full investigation. Alfred tells us to come back to the Batcave and get this concussive detonator so we don't actually have to harm the cops. But Batman doesn't care. He proceeds to beat these cops like they are criminals. I mean, he is trying to give them an early pension, so kudos to Batman, I guess. But I ran into a glitch in one of the sections, and there was an enemy. He wouldn't hit me, and it wasn't going into the combat camera, but he was still looking like he was gonna fight me, but he didn't. I guess he just wasn't really about it. But Batman proceeds to try and test my gangsta by saying, "We can't take down all these armed guards." I didn't say that, Bruce, so we're gonna try. I died the first time, but we did it to him the second time because we never give up and never back down, never give up, brother. After another fighting section, I beat bro so bad his arm got stuck in the wall. Batman is beating these people into unrealistic situations. But then we catch Batman's favorite punching bag, Loose Lips, again and ask him about this disruptor that can help us. After he gives us the information, we just knock him out again just because. But then we have to beat down some cops that are in our way downstairs. And remember this location because it gets wacky in a few minutes. But we pick up the disruptor and we head back over there to see that within the 3 minutes we left, I counted on the gameplay that there was a prison riot that occurred. Preposterous. There's no way these GCPD cops are this sorry. After cleaning up the mess that these cops left for me, we go to meet up Barbara Gordon, aka Oracle, aka Batgirl, get some lore on like their relationship, and she's interested in why he does what he does. But before we could explain in depth, the D's start running through the door, so we gotta dip out. We run upstairs to see Gordon and he immediately tries to up fire on us. So then we gotta tell him to chill out and that we're on the same side of the law. Then he's like, man, what you know about the law? My side of the law doesn't beat people within an inch of getting free front row seats to a Juice WRLD concert. Then some other cops want to pull up to the scene and start blasting like one of their own isn't in the blast radius. And in order to save Gordon's life, I had to push him against the wall, which knocked him out, which is a 2-for-1 special I got there. But we get out of the GCPD and now we gotta go underground to get the last piece of info that we need to get this Black Mask case done. After a sewer section, which is in every Arkham game, we get all the information that we need to finish the case. So here's what happened. We learn that Black Mask's girlfriend pulled up to the scene and got knocked out as soon as she walked in her own home. Crazy timing, crazy timing. She is nervous about him and Black Mask is too, and he kidnapped her, and Black Mask knew this and decided to send somebody over there to pretend to be him so he can get the jump on the Joker. But the distraction died and he also got worked trying to get the sneak on the Joker. This is literally just a tragic night for both of them. And then all in all, he made him set his house on fire and shoot his own girlfriend. This is genuinely just tragic for all parties. I mean, except for the Joker, he's probably enjoying this a lot. And then we learn that we are chasing him to Gotham's merchant bank because he's trying to steal all of Sionis's money. So let's get over there. When we get over to the bank, we learn that this Joker guy is pretty crazy. We see bodies all over the place. This is nothing like anything Batman has seen criminals do before. So this is a new level of insanity. But we get inside the vault and we see the Joker taking Sionis hostage. And he has this other lady hostage. We just see him in his full aura, full green flies aura. He looks like he stinks. I'm not even gonna lie. We try to get to him and he tries to blow us up, inadvertently killing his own men and the lady. So yeah, that's something. After a couple minutes of Predator sections, we get one of the guys to start snitching and he tells us that the Joker is gonna be at the steel mill, so we gotta get up over there. After defeating some dudes, we see a shadow, and then we hear somebody screaming for dear life, and then we see that this bro is on the floor and was poisoned and is now past tense. After a couple more fighting sections, we get to a Predator section, dog walk all of them because they suck, and we see Black Mask, and we free him from captivity. Now, immediately after being freed from captivity, he started getting whooped by this demon, this unruly monster. Batman tries to scare him by telling him there's more ribs to break, but Black Mask isn't caring about none of that. The only thing that matters to him is that GBG he gotta get on the Joker. But Bruce starts to get a little aggravated now, and he asks him what it would feel like to have his pacemaker beat at 250 beats per minute. This man is a psychopath. But before he can start with the foolishness, Copperhead comes and finally puts an end to this sicko, this nonsense maker. They start fighting for a little while, but Black Mask escapes and he tries to run away and successfully does escape from these two insanos. But they continue to fight, and at first it looked like Batman already had her, but nah, she gets acrobatic in this piece, and she did all of this to just make me angry. Like, you could have easily just scratched his face and got it over with, but you decided to scratch his finger to look smart and calculated, but instead you made yourself look like a goofy. But Batman got poisoned by whatever she has in her blood, I think, and he's low-key 5 seconds from being past tense. But we're walking to get this cure from Alfred, and we get a couple cutscenes of people telling Batman like he sucks and that he's not good at this whole hero thing and that they would have been alive without him. But I mean, the chances of that being true are very slim to none because Gotham is literally hell on earth. So something probably would have happened regardless of Batman being there or not. And you guys chose to live here in Gotham City. I get that a 3-bedroom is $4 and a Skittle down here, but is it really worth Joker or potentially Penguin blowing up your crib? But we finally get to the drop point of the cure and we gotta fight it out a little while with Copperhead. This is a terrible boss fight. If you played Arkham City, this is just Ra's al Ghul with everything that made that fight good turning into garbage. So I'm not even gonna cover this fight. Genuinely terrible, genuinely garbage. But Alfred drops that cure off and she tries to fight us again, but call me Isagi the way I was in my flow state and immediately took her down. We finally get the location of where the Joker is, and after some nonsense of trying to go to the hotel, we see something on the security feed. The Joker is having a meeting with all these real bag-chasing killers. He's saying they need to lock in and kill the Batman because, as we can see, the Batman is not dead. And electrocutioners tried to stand up to bro, just to realize that he's crazy. You just got rid of another opportunity to kill the Batman. Every time I see this, I always wonder, did he know what happened at Penguin's place? But even then, he still has a good chance with his shot gloves to kill us. But not me though. Maybe y'all who played this game, but not me. I'm locked in. But all that aside, we immediately rob him for them gloves because we're gonna need them to get up to the top floor to get to this meeting. After we get the gloves, there's like 30 minutes of filler. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. Only thing you need to know is that Batman is truly realizing how insane this clown is. But hold on, there's no more filler in this part. I'm gonna need y'all to lock in. We get to the elevator to finally get up to this meeting. Batman crawls up hoping to get the jump on whoever comes. But unfortunately, to his dismay, it was Bane. Bane rips him from the top of the elevator, then starts putting the beats on Batman like this is Usman versus Woodley. Tragic, man. Bane is about to finish the job and collect that check, but Joker says this place is gonna go sky high if you kill him right now. Then he makes kind of a racist remark, asking if they have manners where Bane is from. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're treading on thin ice. After a monologue, he low-key blows up another building for no reason. We beat on him for this a little while, but it doesn't matter because we get hoed 2 seconds later. Bane treats us like a little brother getting beat up for stealing the last pancake. We get thrown down for a final battle, and this fight is just Killer Croc but worse. Not gameplay wise, but for my stress levels due to playing New Game Plus. After a while of getting our get back on Bane, he takes off his coat to reveal he is injecting himself with Monster's new creatine shake. Now we gotta put the beats on him even harder. Then he throws us out of a window. Now this is one thing I hate about the fights in this game. They bring out goons to spice things up and it's just aggravating. Like, just let me have my one-on-one. Let me have the faith of a one-on-one. But after we beat him, he causes a snowstorm with a ground and pound. And then them boys in blue pull up, and then Bane tells us y'all making it hot, and now he got a dip from the scene. Then these 2 helicopters explode in perfect timing, no Shador Sanders, and then another one comes in to pick up Bane. Joker makes an attempt to shoot at him, but Bane shoots a rocket launcher at him, and Joker just accepts it and thinks he's him trying to pose for the flick, and he explodes off the building, looking like an idiot. But Batman decided everything he did tonight was not enough for him to die, and he decides to save him, which is an undebatable top 3 worst choice of his life. Everything that could have happened could have been prevented right here. But after we save him and his henchmen up fire on us. But this man is so crazy, he kills both of his henchmen, and then he tries to unalive himself on the scene, but we stop him. And then them boys in blue pull up once again and try and get a 2-for-1 special, Joker and Batman, and then Batman's like, nah, this ain't Applebee's, and dips out. We then get this long and very boring segment. The only important things you need to know is that Joker meets Harley right here, and this is the beginning of him gaslighting her, and Bruce realizes that the Joker is crazy again and has a flashback about his parents who died 20 years ago. Give it a rest. But we get to the Batcave and he's about to go look out for Bane because we hear on the radio that Bane might be dead, so we gotta go to the morgue and check it out. But Batman tells us to grab the glue grenade. This is just the freeze blast, but Elmer's edition. We're about to head out to the scene of this thing, but Alfred stops us in probably what is my favorite scene in the game, which is basically just an argument of the two where Alfred's just like, nah, yo, you gotta stop because you're gonna head to the gulag soon. And then Bruce is like, nah, I'm him, and still heads out. We get down to the morgue and realize pretty quickly that this is not Bane, and this is one of his henchmen. And we learn that he died using this new batch of venom. It said some stuff about how it can affect your memory. Trust me, that's going to be very important later. But then we get to Bane's hideout and we learn the shocking truth that he knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman. And we have to head back to the Batcave because Alfred is in high danger right now. But we learn that Firefly has some bombs on the bridge, hoping to collect that 50 mil for taking out Batman. He doesn't even know Joker's arrested, so he's doing this quite literally for no reason at this point. We tell Alfred we gotta stop Firefly, but Alfred's like, yo, bro, just come home, I'm scared. And then Bruce is like, nah, gang, it's hero time. We get over there and we tell Gordon to tell his boys to chill out, and then he's like, nah. But then Firefly threatens to kill his men, and now he wants to listen. So now we're going to set off some bombs, and I'm not really gonna go in depth about this section because, well, it's kind of boring. It's a typical Rule of 3 Arkham Fetch quest. But I do want to talk about something as we're heading to the second bomb. We see this goofball Brendan. We free him from the handcuffs. We acknowledge the fact that we know he's after the bounty, but we're still gonna save him because we're heroes. He attempts to knock us out, but we really do it to him after. His partner is over there shivering in his boots. Craziest part on, he has full gear and Batman can't even see his face, and he's terrified after Batman tells him, I better see you doing better when it comes to this cop stuff. But after we disable the third bomb is when things start to get critical. Bro just starts blowing up stuff for no reason. Now we gotta fight this pyromaniac with a jetpack. That rhymed. I just realized that. I'm giving you guys bars here. I think you should subscribe after that one. That's just me personally. But it's a pretty cool fight. We just gotta hit him with batarangs, get him with the glue grenade, hit him with the bat claw. But we just run away from him once, and that was pretty fun. And then we just repeat what we did the last time. But after the fight is when I started to think Bruce may actually be a psychopath. If you want to know what did it, strap in. Now, instead of grappling somewhere safely, because this bridge is clearly on fire, he grapples onto Firefly's jetpack and he starts flying with him, completely oblivious to the danger he's put himself in. But of course, he survives because he's Batman. We knock him out and drop him down as a little Christmas present to the cops, and we meet up with Gordon. We tell him off because we're mad about him not letting us get to the fourth bomb. And then Gordon's like, nah, this was a team effort. And apparently Batman's aura just gives him the ability of teleportation, because we cut to a cutscene of Batman in the Batwing finally heading back to the Batcave. But Bane is already on the scene, and he tells us that he killed Alfred basically, but if we get there in time, we can say our final goodbyes. Which is cap, because this is a prequel, so I know 100% that Alfred is not dead. But we go to the Batcave just to see it was quite literally torn down, head to toe. And then we turn back on the computer because Bane decided he wanted to give us a virus or whatever. And we head to Alfred, and Alfred dies. But then like, nah, we gotta resuscitate him. So we revive him and we learn that Joker has taken over Blackgate. We hear on the radio that Gordon is calling on anybody for help, and you already know what that means. It's time for Batman to hit the scene. But Bruce is low-key discouraged because look at the state of his crib and look at the state of his father figure. He let everybody down. He let his parents down, he let Alfred down, and he doesn't even know if he could be Batman anymore. But Alfred gives him a pep talk and tells him like, yeah, you gotta lock in, bro. And Bruce finally locks in. He says, nah, we gotta lock in. Now it's time for us to pull up to the scene for the final level of the game. Blackgate is messed up right now, so it's only one guy who can save the day, and it's us. After cleaning up all these prisoners, we finally get to Joker, and he sets up this elaborate jigsaw puzzle where it's either I kill Bane and Joker doesn't die, or I don't kill Bane and Joker dies. And then Batman's like, nah, how about I just don't kill either of you? And then Bane's like, nah, one of us gotta die. Me, you, or this clown. And the choice is yours, little bro. Then he jumps down, ready for action. I'm terrified because I know what is coming after this, but more on that in a second. We fight Bane, and after round 1, he breaks the Bat's back, or so we thought, because Bruce still has the strength to keep punching, but Gordon comes in to save his boy, what is his name, Joseph. But after he tries to come in with the save, he gets punked by the Joker 2 seconds later. But Batman finally gets the smart idea to use the shock gloves to his advantage, and now we're in round 2, and I am locked in, and we zap Bane to death. After we finish our end to this nonsense, these 2 trained cops let this psycho Joker escape. Well, I mean, Gordon really isn't at fault because he kind of got shot. After all this, Batman tells them that he needs their help to stop the Joker. Gordon says, oh, didn't you just kill Bane? And then Batman has to explain the 200 IQ play so they'll actually listen. But we revive Bane, and this is where the real terror begins. Bane gets up and immediately puts us in the one-arm chokehold, stealing my finisher like this is WWE. Bane says we left him no choice and injects himself with the Broly hair serum, turning him into the Temu legendary Super Saiyan. Now, when it comes to this fight, I hold memories to it. And not good memories. TN1 Bane is the first villain I recall giving me nightmares as a kid. Something about him just scared me so much. Whether it was the level design, making it feel like you're trapped with him, or his design. I don't know what it was, but this is probably my favorite fight in the game. You can't fight him with hand to hand, so you gotta catch him by surprise and whip him into these electric barriers. You gotta do it like 4 times, and each time you do it, he gets madder and madder. He'll start sprinting across, and you gotta get under the floor or in one of the grates. And then midway through the fight, a jammer goes up, disabling your detective vision unless you go to stop it, which makes the fight even scarier because you can't even see where he's at anymore. But after we put the beats on him for the one last time, we're telling Alfred like, oh yeah, we stopped him, I'm him, just to get emasculated 3 seconds later and punched through a concrete wall. I don't care what type of suit you have, if you're getting punched by full strength Bane through a concrete wall, you're gonna feel that one way or another. But Bruce is apparently just that guy and gets up immediately. Then he starts charging at us and we hand tie him to the electrical wiring, frying his brain, which erases the fact that he knows our identity, which is very convenient and definitely doesn't seem like something they came up with to make it make sense as to why he doesn't remember us. But we head over to the chapel to get Joker, and then we get yoked up by Killer Croc, but Gordon helps us, and then we fight with him, which is pretty cool, I guess. But then we head to the chapel and we meet Joker face to face. And this is the point where it gets just ridiculous at the end. Joker points a gun at Batman's face and then he takes it out of his hand and Batman punches him and kicks him 45 feet across the church. Then Batman proceeds to throw him another 50 feet into this window. And what if those windows didn't have that metal bar, Batman? What if he would have fell to his untimely demise? I think Joker would probably want that to happen over what's going to happen to him now. Because Batman continuously tortures him for like 2 minutes straight. This is just so bad. Joker starts hallucinating and seeing him as a demon, a bat demon at that. But then we knock him out. But Gordon pulls up in the chapel, says any one of his men would have killed the Joker. Then he starts talking about Barbara thinking Batman's a hero. Then he tries to arrest us and we disappear on him again. He tries to act like he had the upper hand, asking why he didn't bring him in. You couldn't, we dipped out of there. And then he goes on this great monologue saying how he's trying to make Gotham great again and he's gonna do it with our help. And that's where we end off the game. And there you have it. That was Batman Arkham Origins. I will do a full ranking if I decide to cover the entire Arkham series. But anyways, that's enough with that. Merry belated Christmas, happy belated New Year, all of that stuff, all of that good and golly stuff. Enough with that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.